Alright, what's going on, guys? So I know a lot of you guys have been asking me throughout the comments of my other videos on EDP and this whole bizarre situation, whether or not this guy's in custody or an investigation has been launched at the very least. And you know, I've been wondering the same thing. Now I know this topic may seem a little milked at this point, and if you don't know what that means, basically it's just I keep making videos on the same topic, but I'm almost certain this was probably one of the last videos that I'll ever make on the situation. Regardless, I was scrolling through Twitter, and you know, me being the one to look for news, I go on Keemstar's page, and apparently just a couple hours ago this guy tweets out, breaking: local police are investigating EDP445 after many concerned citizens around the world flooded them with calls about him coming to meet what he believed to be a 13-year-old girl. Now that got me jumping all over Twitter and stuff, and Instagram I even looked at, and is where I found today's clip, which we will be going over. And the clip is basically of an entire segment, it's about like 2 minutes long, that comes from a news channel, 23 ABC. I guess they're kind of like a local Californian news channel, but essentially they did a segment on the entire situation. And right before we get into the video, you know, I just want to say that it's kind of interesting how in certain situations like YouTube drama will kind of break into the news and that whole bubble of information, which I mean just proves once again that YouTubers, or being a YouTuber, is 100% a serious thing and something that you can make a career out of. But that's neither here nor there. Let's get into the clip.
An attempt to catch a person they say tried to meet up with a 13-year-old in Bakersfield. Law enforcement telling 23 ABC the video's content is under investigation, but as of now, no arrests have been made. Because of that, we've chosen not to identify the man in the video, of course. 23 ABC's Veronica Morley is taking us behind the scenes of that vigilante operation. And if local authorities think actions like this help or hurt law enforcement.
You initiated a conversation with a 13-year-old knowing she was 13, yes or no?
Went on that same 13-year-old account and messaged him as a fan saying, hey, I love your YouTube. He's like, oh, thanks. And we just liked his comment. That's it. And then 2 days later, he messages us, like, initiating conversation, knowing she was 13.
It sounds like an undercover operation, but it's not cops behind these fake profiles.
I have arrests in Los Angeles. I have arrests in like Temecula, Riverside area, and then I have arrests in Virginia. Adrenaline, because you know, like you're dealing with a criminal, obviously.
You know, there's definitely some gray areas that are involved in this as far as legal and the potential use of some of this as evidence in criminal proceedings.
Bakersfield police say while vigilante operations like this are not illegal, it's a dangerous position to put yourself in and could impede law enforcement down the road.
What we see is we get reportings after these events have occurred, and it's never from the people that are directly involved. And so that creates problems with the obtaining of all of the information.
They say impede on their investigations. There is no me and Ghost respectively have caught combined over 300 predators.
Every time like law enforcement says, oh, you're like not really helping the situation, I feel like it's like a part of their protocol.
But BPD says there are several different factors that make operations like this more suited for trained investigators.
Bring certain skills as well as investigative strategies to the table, where we can ensure that, one, if there's a victim, that they're protected, so that we can then hold people accountable for their actions.
So me thinking about the legality of what went down and what EDP could actually be charged for, it just kind of puts everything into question, you know, like to what extent is EDP going to be charged? How will it be done? And when will it be done? You know, there's a ton of questions. I remember a couple of days ago, I had a conversation with one of my friends, and he said, well, if he actually wasn't talking to a minor in this case, because I know before he was, and don't worry, this isn't a defense for EDP at all, what he did was wrong. But if we're looking at it from, like, let's say a legal perspective, everyone's gonna know that he wasn't actually talking to a minor, rather he was talking to a decoy that was posing as a minor, which still doesn't make it right at all. But I understand it would have been illegal for the poachers on their part if they would have actually used a minor. And you know, stuff like that just got me thinking. And I remember the charges that CC Unit, the guy that Chet was with in the video, he was, if you remember, listing different charges that EDP could face had he have been talking to a minor. So I don't know, guys, at least we got an update to the entire situation, so an investigation has been launched, and that's good to hear. But with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next one, because I'll be wrapping it up right here. Remember, sub up, stay safe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.